That seems like a go-to for them, right? Whenever I think of TNC, if there's something that's been staple for these guys since this new roster emerged, it's always been Chen. Whenever Chen is strong, these guys look formidable.
It's not only Chen, right? It's the Enchantress. It's these heroes that are completely changing the way the game is being played early on and later on too. So if you eliminate those heroes out, then you can play the normal game of Dotes versus them.
Well, we talked about March and how he brought a lot to the team. He definitely knows how to play those heroes, Enchantress Chen, and he knows how to shot call when they're in the game. So when he feels comfortable, when he's having even a bad game, he has played so many Chen and Enchantress games, and he will always know how to lead his team and to go in front, like how to tell them to play around those heroes, even if he's having a bad game. So that's why I feel maybe you shouldn't let them have it.
By the way, they let them have Chen, right? They even pick Oracle, which is considered one of the worst heroes versus Chen overall. But what I really like about first phasing Oracle right now is you have an option to just instantly go for cheese picks and cover them in the second drafting, in the second banning stage, right? You have already banned out the AA, so something like a Huskar or a Morphling comes to your mind, right? Oracle enables a lot of heroes. Huskar definitely one of those, cheese picks that can come in handy.
I was wondering if maybe they were thinking something like the Troll, because it's fairly decent against the Chen army, right? Because you get that mischance, so you should be able to escape. And it seems like one of the most obvious openers, I want to say, whenever you draft Oracle first.
Yeah, Troll is fine. DP is also something we've seen, but they go with the PL.
That's very early. You're picking PL into Centaur as well, which isn't considered like the greatest matchup. You have natural Crimson Guard builder as well. You're playing it into a Chen too. You're coming online a little bit later, and there are still many options for TNC to go for.
But still, PL is a strong meta hero. It is a hero that in most games can carry if he gets to a third item fast, but still, I don't really feel they should have picked it this early. Just like the last game, I'm not too stoked on their carry pick right now.
That's a very funny ban. They ban out the Meepo right here.
I knew you'd notice that straight away.
I mean, obviously, it's usually what I expected after the drafting changes, right? I expected everyone to be banning cheese picks in the second stage. You have only one hero to ban, and if you neglect your Brood Mothers, your Meepos, there's so many last picks that teams can go for, right? It did change the meta quite heavily. In my opinion, it's just that teams haven't really adapted to it yet. Yeah. Banning out that Meepo makes a lot of sense when you're playing something like a PL, because P gets crushed too early on.
And the other side matches that by banning out the Huskar. So yeah, it just seems like everyone's trying to cover base. We don't want to see those cheese picks. Do you think the new structure for the pick ban supports that more, getting rid of these got your final picks as much, unless you're ignorant of the draft?
I think we still need some more time to see how it will develop, right? The only thing that we know is this is good for targeting teams, especially. You just target them in the first 4 picks. So I guess maybe that pre-draft work, where you're analyzing the teams, maybe makes a bit more of the draft.
Imagine Bulldog playing in this patch with 4 bans in the first stage. Lone Druid, Prophet.
A clock. There's clock.
He actually only 3 was.
Lone Druid, Prophet. Yeah, you only need 3. I was like, you need someone else here. And like, I was saying, who else is famous for like one type hero? It's like good old Arise, but you could just do him with 1 ban, right? He was done immediately.
All right, so we have a Rubik picked as well for TNC. It's this combination is pretty much my favorite versus PLs and Weavers. If given the option, I will always take it. PL versus Rubik really suffers. You have that Fate Bolt plus the Centaur just constantly hitting you. A lot of range damage that we talked about. Just a good hero overall. You have that lift into stun combo, but usually you don't go for it anymore. The lift is way too short for.
It's more about the sustain, right?
It's more about the sustain and just constantly harassing him.
Speaking of sustain, against that kind of combo with the Fade Bolt, and also the fact that now the Ring of Tarrasque is being picked up all the time, and Centaur a very clear carrier for it, do you feel like they're actually going to have any sort of impact against this Centaur on the lane, or do you think this is like, forget that lane, commit to the other 2?
Well, they picked their PL early, so you can kind of be sure that he's not going to have the best lane. So I guess they don't mind him having the worst lane. The idea is I don't actually know how they're gonna get him to like 25, 30 minutes plus game if Centaur is super strong. So their other heroes need to be very good at mid-game. Shaker doesn't really come to mind because it's one of those heroes that does need 2k gold item to actually be that.
So Ana is there and Spectre is picked up. It's like,
I had to chuckle a little.
yeah, it's a no-brainer for them. However, this matchup, Spectre versus PL, it did change. It is different than what it was before. A long time ago, when PL and Spectre were both in the meta, there was a build on PL in which you go for Shadowblade and just hunt the Spectre across the map and kill her off alone. If you want to do that, you could just also itemize properly. However, right now, Spectre with this Necro build, I believe comes online much sooner and gets all what she needs a lot faster. So we'll see how well Adroit managed to pull this PL off. But with Manta Diffusal fast enough, if you manage to catch her,
you don't think he might want to go for the Radiance against the Shaker, against the PL? It is actually a really good item here. Maybe Necro Book, it enables you to farm faster, it enables you to be strong when you hunt in, and then you have the time to actually farm your Radiance.
Later on, definitely. I'm talking about Necros as Necro 1.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's the goal item. It's just an item that helps you reach your goals, right? Helps you reach that Manta, that Radiance. The Radiance is definitely a good pickup here. I agree. There's also Necro as well. You can't really deal damage if he's in Ghost Shroud, but if you have that Radiance, you definitely can. So it's a good pickup.
I guess it's also the damage numbers, right? If you're thinking of getting that Necronomicon early, you like it when there's uncontrolled damage they can't handle. Like if you go in an Echo Slam, you kill that creep. How much is 600 damage, I believe the level 1
it's level
creep does?
No, I think it's level 3. It's
level 3 for that?
Yeah, I think it's 400,
yeah,
500,
500, and 600. But they only get 50 gold and 50 XP.
Yeah.
A ban from TNC that I would really like to see, they banned the Death Prophet. I think a hero for Adroit, I'm not sure where they'll send the Necro, but if they put the Shaker on 4, Necro on offlane, Kunkka would be mwah for them right here. It's a hero that would give them everything they need, from catch for Spectre and Centaur, deep push versus the Chen, and also it's a playmaking kind of a hero that will be able to play when PL is still farming.
And we haven't discussed the Necro that much. Necro is, in my opinion, textbook counter for the Spectre. Spectre doesn't like to play against the Necro. You can't kill him very easily, and with Spectre, the point is that you're doing so much damage. Necro is healing through that, right? So your dispersion is not that big of a deal, and in the later stages of the game, Necro is kind of the late game counter, right? Your carry just gets to 50% HP and he's just dead.
Yeah.
So I actually like the Necro so much here. I don't mind even if he's in the offlane or the mid. They can actually flex it with their last pick.
Yeah, the only question is, will TNC perhaps answer that with something like a Pugna pick? That's also one of those old school counters to Necro right there.
Not against the Oracle, though. Not against.
Yeah, Oracle definitely could be a problem.
Necro Oracle is actually really strong. Ghost Shroud plus the Fate's Edict, you don't take damage. So there's no pure damage on TNC. The only one we've been talking about is that Necro book, but is that really going to kill the Necro? No. So I actually really like this pick.
They ban out the Razor, they pick the Kunkka. Yeah, Kunkka looked really good for them, but now Adroit.
What do they go for? SF? SF looks pretty okay to me. It's good against PL. It can be good against Kunkka, even in lane. It goes for an early BKB.
Wouldn't be bad, yeah. It wouldn't be bad at all. It would fit their lineup. It would be that hero that's able to bridge the gap before Spectre comes online, right? But there's many options, I think. Even something like an OD is perhaps out. Nah, not versus Kunkka, maybe.
I love the idea of the SF though. It just feels like these days it's your Omni wrench, right? You can use it in any scenario to fill that gap you were talking about before the Spectre comes online. Yep. The Armor Talent allows you to push early, and especially when you got someone like the Chen here.
It's the perfect hero, in my opinion. You get Yules, Blink, BKB, you find the Oracle, you kill him. You're also very good at dealing with PL illusions throughout the whole game. Now the Fear actually helps you quite a lot. It mitigates a lot of the PL's damage. So in my opinion, it's the perfect hero, and it should do really well against the Kunkka.
I'm just thinking there's so many heroes though. There's still Void Spirit in the pool, right? There's Monkey King that's good, that would crush Kunkka in the laning stage. You have options.
Monkey's also
yeah.
okay.
The only question is, yeah, they go with the Void Spirit. I think they were literally discussing, do they want to play the same mid hero twice in a row, because they had so many options. And Void Spirit obviously gives you many things. He's good versus Kunkka in the laning stage, strong versus Necro later on. But I think most importantly, it's the hero that can reach backlines and get rid of the Oracle instantly. You don't really, you have Spectre as well. And once you pop that ulti on Spectre, and your Void Spirit is rushing the background, the backlines, right? Just killing off oracles. It's going to be very difficult for Adroit to stand and fight that, even with the Necro and his heals. You know?
That's true, though. I still kind of see this Void Spirit getting Fortune's End and stun from the Shaker and just dying. TNC doesn't really have that many saves, so I'm gonna have to favor Adroit here. Even though I think TNC is the better team, I really like Adroit's draft here, and I think the Necro is really gonna do a lot in this game.
No, I respect his opinion. I respect as well that he's going for Adroit, but I think TNC will take this. Overall, the draft from Adroit looks much better, but it's Ana Spectre and it's Void Spirit. What that Void Spirit did in the last game, if he repeats just 50% of that, it will be a no contest.
I like that little, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong, right? I can't force you to be right, is Lizzie's angle. And yeah, I can see it. They've got a lot of mobility around the fights on TNC.
I'll tell you why I respect. It's not because I disagree. It's because most panelists, how this works, you have a good draft and maybe a slightly better draft or the same drafts, right? But the safe play for every panelist is to just go with the team that they consider better, right? And TNC obviously is a bigger name, and because of that, I respect that he went for the underdog.
Yeah, I think there's no agreement here. You are split on that. So maybe the casters can break this. Boys, you got any input on this draft? You feeling like Adroit can maybe make this a 3-game series?
Australia's got it easy.
Oh, well, we knew the fanboys gonna go there. Okay, so maybe our Croatian has a different opinion.
Well, I gotta say, Android has much better than they had in game number 1. This Necro should have a free game. I don't think they have a real counter for Necro. Even though it's Ana Spectre, Necro should do amazing job this game. Like, Spectre does not like to play against Necro. You have a Ghost Shroud, and they don't have like any real magical damage besides Void Spirit. Even if they do, they're still safe from Oracle. There's Fate's Edict on top of Ghost Shroud, so you're literally not taking any damage.
That was a cheeky little play that happened there with KP and March hitting mid, getting a few of those retaliate stacks up onto the Centaur and just standing next to him when he's got a headdress and the Ring of Tarask and the Divine Favor. So he's already nearly up at full HP already.
This is the build to go for on a Centaur. We've seen that in game number 1, 4.5 HP regen per second, 158 extra HP.
Yeah.
Oh.
The battle begins.
Once again, it's pretty much the same lineup for TNC. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 heroes. They just swapped Spectre because they wanted to have some kind of a way to deal with this early Phantom Lancer pick. Like building into Radiance. I also want to see if Ana goes for that Necronomicon, which is super popular build that tanks you up, gives you ability to farm the jungle. You have these 2 Necronomicons that can tank all the jungle creeps, and if you hit the red one, you lose 600 HP.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah, also they feed 50 gold and 50 experience. That's like killing a normal creep.
It's barely anything. Were you a bit surprised by the
Yes.
Earthshaker pick into
Oh, no.
the Rubik?
I thought you were gonna say with the buffs on Necro, so I just said
Also
yeah. Earthshaker is great. I mean, Rubik is great against the Earthshaker if you steal the Fissure. Echo Slam is not the greatest in terms of you not having the Aftershock, but if he steals it against the PL and his illusions, like, it could be very effective.
Yeah, I feel like PL's just so slippery that having something like an instant Fissure is going to be enormous to be able to try and take him down. But as you were saying before, I really feel like Adroit's draft is much more well-rounded than it was last time. It's not like they've lost the game from minute 0.
No, this draft I would favor it slightly, 60-40 in favor of Android. I mean, I'm an honest guy. If I see a better draft, I'm just gonna say TNC is a better team and they're gonna win.
Yeah, I mean they are. Well, do you
They
feel
are.
like
I mean, don't get me wrong. They are a better team. If we're talking just about the drafts, this Necro pick was insanely good, and they had very limited options what to pick against it. They need some kind of a mix damage. I was thinking about Lena, who can build into pure damage. Like, this Necro could easily be like invincible
Radiant's top tower.
if they're playing around him, of course. And this Kunkka, he comes online fast. You have Necro, who will have a okay laning stage, and you have a Phantom Lancer for the super late game. So all the boxes are checked.
Yeah. I mean, he's going a double bracer build. Do you think it'll be just 2 that he goes for? Or is he going to go some like crazy 4 bracer build and just try and be this unbeatable monster in the first 15 minutes of the game?
We're talking about Kunkka?
Yeah.
No, if you build more than 2 bracers, you're not playing Dota correctly. I mean, you're running out of slots. You don't want to overdo it.
Before the Spectre pick came through, I was wondering, you know, could they, since they were coming up against Illusions, was it a Battle Fury game? And they made a few changes to Battle Fury as well, right? With the build up into it. But obviously it's not really the pick with the heroes that TNC have gone for.
Bottom tower is under attack.
The thing about Battle Fury is Radiance is going to be a better choice. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it. Battle Fury received a couple of buffs in the previous patches, and you need to get either Radiance or Battle Fury to deal with PL and his illusions. I mean, having, of course, Radiance on Spectre feels much, much better.
Yeah.
Well, see, you said that Anna did not play a lot of Dota lately, and maybe he didn't even read the patch notes, so he's just going to go with the old school stuff.
Well, yeah, that's why I was saying I don't think he's going to go a Necro book, just because he's been busy watching Ramsey's Kitchen Nightmares instead, so... I mean, if you've won 2 TIs, you could do whatever you want, honestly.
I don't think he's stopping. Like, we might see him start playing seriously in the next 3 months. You know, right now he can just focus on cooking.
Yeah. It's always been a big passion of his. Hotel Hell, all those good shows. Oh,
Never heard about that one.
Oh, it's another good Ramsey show.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Anything with Ramsey.
Stop dead.
So far, no kills. Bounty runes are about to spawn. Kunkka, level 5.5. Same goes for Void Spirit. He has a slightly advantage in terms of XP.
Do you feel like this favors TNC? Do they want this to be just a passive game, no kills at the 5-minute mark? Surely as a Spectre, you're reasonably alright with that.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, I don't think they want to start playing aggressively with their heroes. If they get a kill or 2 on the lane, they should be fine. Yeah, you can see Anna. Soul Ring.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn about patch notes?
Nah. Who cares? And we can see most of the cores are relatively similar net worth. Adroit's core is a little bit behind, but shouldn't be that way for too long, especially after they get the kill onto KP on the bot side.
Possibilities. That was my preferred.
Retaliate is not that good of a spell in the lane when there is this spell on Oracle, so if you pop it, he will immediately use Fortune's End.
Yeah. You're just disarmed, you got nothing to do. Oh, sorry, I was talking about the Fate's Edict, not the Fortune's End.
I just didn't want to say anything, maybe like viewers wouldn't notice, you know?
Nah, they would notice. Someone would notice, and then everyone would bandwagon.
Well, now everyone noticed.
Now everyone knows. But self-deprecation, that's the best kind of, you know, criticism that you can take.
Yeah, both of these need to be. Both of these teams need to be
Armel,
very.
upside,
Okay.
they're going into Ocarina.
This
That's
is what
a
I'm
very good
about to
rotation.
say. They need to be careful about diving or just playing aggressive near their towers, because this is the kind of rotation that Void Spirit loves to participate in.
Yeah, I think he was actually called in by the Chen.
He
The
was.
Divine Favor, yeah. Instantly able to TP back, that's what makes Chen such a strong hero. It's not even the creeps, or it's not even the heal. I honestly think Divine Favor is the thing that makes Chen OP.
His aura in the laning stage, of course, that you can set the lanes how you want them if it's not going well for you, and these like surprise ganks, and the cooldown on it got increased by a lot, which was supposed to happen considering how imbalanced it was, and now it's in a pretty balanced state, I would say.
Yeah. Well, Ana's hit up onto level 6, Bocarino very, very close as well. Thought maybe if he was there, he might have been in a lot more trouble in this lane. Now he's got that Reaper's Scythe available, but bot side, you can see the Ghost Shift. It's come through onto the Void Spirit, but he's able to just jaunt away, Astral Step out. You'd have to feel like they're going to go for another kind of aggressive move here onto Bocarino, because they can't let him get out of control. Would you say he's the win condition for Adroit?
Bocarino? Nah, I would say Natsumi, and I mean Bocarino of course will be a real threat in the mid game. Like Spectre does not want to play in half HP, and there's no real save. Yes, there's Chen, he will get the mech eventually with the Hand of God. He can have that the global healing if they decide to go for Spectre, but this Necro, yeah, he's I think if we had to say, like, who's the biggest one, I would say Phantom Lancer, Necro, then Kunkka, because Kunkka will play more of this, like, build that he goes for whatever his team needs. And, like, Necro will become a real carry, even though he's gonna go for this supportive items, not enough damage, though.
Well, they've tried to kill Ana, but he lives on 30% HP. They popped the Reaper Scythe to try and do it, and now Boomy's going to pay the price most likely. Still another few seconds until that fish is back online, and he'll get picked off.
TNC was ready for that kind of rotation. They expected it to happen. Chen now level 5.5, first Reaper Scythe not successful. They even have the Haunt ready, and Ana bringing his full power treads. Level
KP,
7.
He's in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, gets dived. Ghost Ship expended, but still relatively short cooldown on it, 80 seconds. So shouldn't be too big of a deal to rotate back soon enough. Maybe after they take this tier 1 tower on the bot side.
Middle tower is under attack.
TNC's lineup is very limited on the tower damage, unless they like outnumber them and have Chen creeps with him. Right now he has these like small creeps, Static Banishers, Ghost, and of course Cobalt 4-man, which are not very effective against the buildings.
When it gets to the later stage of the game, what do you think the Oracle will be holding the Fortune's End for? Do you think it's specifically going to be for the Retaliate or something else?
Well, he can dispel that. He can also dispel Resonant Pulse on Void Spirit, which is pretty effective.
So you think it's going to be used more offensively rather than defensively?
Like, what can he dispel? I can dispel Fade Bolt. Well, I don't think they care too much about it. The Phantom Lancer has Doppelganger to dispel it with.
Dire's middle tower
Maybe the
is under
Silence
attack.
if Armel chooses to go into an Ags.
Could be.
Got Mac here just walking around with his Fated Brooch in his backpack. No, it's because he's using the jelly. My bad.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But we can see a lot of pressure coming around the map for these tier 1 towers. It's being pushed up on the top side by Natsumi and Bok. Obviously, the bottom side already taken. In the meantime, though, KP and Armel, they're happy to push down this bottom side. Will they go for any sort of contest, though? That's the big question. You can see KP's already started the rotation through the Radiant Jungle. Will there be any response, though?
It's a mirror movement. Tier 1 on the bottom for tier 1 on the top. Dire tries to make a move on a mid lane if there's an opportunity. I don't think they're killing this Necro. Like, he's way too tanky. 2 Fairy Fires, 19 Bone Charges, plus a mech on top of it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think just trying to split up the farm for now on TNC. KP took a couple of camps in the Radiant Jungle. They're going in onto Tim's here.
Now that was a failed ball.
Well,
That was a cheeky little play there.
X mark onto X mark play. Nicely done by Tims.
Alright, Bocarino, he's kind of on his own. He's got a couple of heroes backing him up somewhat.
They can't kill
Max still
him.
got a minute. Yeah. Max still got a minute on that ghost ship, but doesn't look like he's all too keen to head forward, at least not without this Oracle backing him up.
Denied.
Radiant
Nice
are
deep
scanning.
ward placed by the Dire though, by TNC. Able to pick out if there's any sort of you know, cautious farming happening on Adroit's side, and kind of gives the information for where Ana can safely
Radiant's
farm on
middle
his side
tower
as well.
is under attack.
Anna going for that Radiance, still almost 4,000 gold away from it.
Yeah.
They don't want to take a fight. Like, they had this haunt for a very long time. They're just saving it. They can't find any opportunities. They will get a pick off if needed, go back to farming, farm that Radiance.
He's happy. I mean, the lane's pushed up into his tier 2 tower, so he's not in any rush to leave that side of the map. Actually contesting mid here on TNC with the smoke. TP down with March and Tims. See that there's a bunch of Adroit heroes as well, ready to contest. It's just a bit of a Mexican standoff here, you know, they're pointing guns at each other, but neither of them want to move.
Both of these teams, they think they have a better late game to rush anything. I love the confidence. I mean, they would definitely try to get a kill, but it always feels like, yeah, we need this item. I'm about to finish the Spirit Vessel. Then your Phantom Lancer needs another item, even though he could be joining fights right now. They have full Diffusal Blade, they have full Spirit Vessel, even though they don't have the charges on it.
Oh,
If they
Ana,
can
he
catch
might be in a
Anna,
bit of
that's
trouble.
a big kill.
Yeah. He's got the Haunt available. Will he be able to use it in onto Bocarino here? No, he's going to get picked off in the meantime. So, nicely done. Nice rotation there. Maybe just getting a little bit too confident to be able to farm right down next to the tier 2 with essentially no vision outside of this this ward placed in the Radiant jungle, but it doesn't cover all too much space, and they actually dodged the vision on Adroit's here.
Earthshaker got a kill from that one, which means that his Blink Dagger is getting close. I love that Earthshaker was just having a lane for himself from time to time.
Melly's
all
walking
these-
around under this
Yeah.
sentry ward.
Is under attack.
They can see him. Echo.
Oh.
All right, let's pretend we did not see that one.
Radiant's top tower.
So back
This
to the
won't be
mid
like-
lane.
Yeah, it's... Oh, some great farming happening in this mid side.
Yeah, Chen with
March
the
has got a
mech
lot of creeps.
and ulti. I don't think they would even get the kill. With the Hand of God.
You reckon?
I don't think they would.
You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it.
I mean, I have to back him up, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Philosopher's Stone. Nice little pick up there. Buffed up to 70 GPM, right? Yeah, nice bonus for a Chen, and now the Echo Slam is not going to be quite as useful with that Blink Dagger that's coming out to him. Still on cooldown for another 100
They
seconds.
might
but
give this Philosopher's Stone to Spectre just to increase the gold, get the Radiance, then he can give it back. Like, they definitely need it to fight.
You don't reckon the attack damage is too counterintuitive for that?
No, I mean, Ocean Heart is good. It gives you the mana regen, you have that, and HP, of course, plus some stats. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not that greedy.
He's getting close to the relic anyway, so...
This is the big one. Like, Kanka with the Impla, one of the better ones you can get.
Mm-hmm. That'll be absolutely huge for him.
The
Able to,
guaranteed crit.
Yeah. Hey, did he pass that back to someone, or did he not pick it up?
No,
I'm
he's
confused.
picking it up. It's in his stash.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you do not want to give that to anyone when you're playing Kanka.
Yeah. I just saw he picked it up, and I'm like, oh, I wonder why it's back in his stash.
Radiant's top tower is
But
under attack.
that's a nice juicy wave on the top side that he's able to quickly farm up. He's going into the BKB, so he wants that early game teamfight potential with that Spirit Vessel as well. So they want to be able to get kills, snowball it into a greater advantage, and we can see across the team that it's a Radiant net worth advantage at this point.
This Necros, I mean, they killed him twice. He didn't participate in a single fight. But if you're just looking at the hero, how strong he is right now, Mac 1 charges, getting 2 points in ulti, about to finish his Guardian Greaves, having ways of dispel things for himself. Also, the boat on top of that, plus Oracle. This hero should not die if they play this correctly. Earthshaker, only level 9, has a Blink Dagger, so Echo Slam is not going to be that efficient, but still an insta-lockdown, which they need.
Yeah, they're getting very aggressive here. KP doing a cheeky little thing, locking his Hood of Defiance so he can get a use of that off and then combine it together to complete the pipe for the rest of his team. But you can tell Adroit, they think their time is now, they've got their key items, and then PL completely ignores what I just said and TP's back.
They need to address the lane issues. Both of these top and bottom lanes were being pushed in. Ana getting closer to his Radiance, only needs 500 gold to finish it. 2 very nice items on Spectre, either Imp Claw, he's also keeping the Nether Shawl, which is insanely good against the lineup that Adroit has right now. The magic resistance against any of these heroes is super powerful.
Mm-hmm. And we can see after that he's going to be building up into the Manta style, so you get a decent amount of armor from that as well, so the negative aspects of the Nether Shawl aren't going to be too impactful. Let's see though, it's a Roshan being taken by Adroit. No contest happening here by TNC. They respect the fact that Adroit at this stage of the game, at least until that Radiance is up online, have the stronger lineup overall.
I don't think they will care too much about that Radiance once that is up. It's gonna be full pipe on Necro plus a boat if they catch him one more time. X-Mark, let's see the play from the Void Spirit if you can use the Yule Scepter correctly. And there it is.
There he does, able to get away. It's 40 seconds until this outpost experience happens, so it looks like Adroit, they're going to try and make a play for it. Will there be a similar reaction from TNC on the top side? Looks like there will.
Radiant's middle tower
So just mirroring each other's rotations. This is not C Dota, I have to say. 6 kills in nearly 20 minutes? Come on, guys.
I never cast Southeast Asia Dota, that's why I wanted to cast it during this tournament.
This is my jam. Like, these guys, it's normally...
This is what I signed up for. Come on, guys, it's 3-3. I want to see some action, I want to see kills.
Yeah. Oh, Ana, is he going to be caught up by this torrent? No, just going to steal the last hit there on the Centaur creep. Gets caught by the X-Marks, though, and they're going in. Be able to finish it off. They get the Spirit Vessel onto him, but don't think it'll be quite enough. Boomy, he's still got that Blink Dagger available in a couple of seconds, and Ana, he's caught between a rock and a hard place, able to get away, perhaps.
There's the Necro ulti.
Haunt. Necro ulti. Oh, he haunts back again.
Chen ulti is ready.
Still hasn't used it. I guess just cutting the ties, thinking, well, he'd rather be able to contest the next fight. But wisely from Adroit, they didn't actually end up using the Echo Slam there, so other than the Reaper's Scythe, they should have basically everything back up online for the next fight. Ghost Ship still only 30 seconds away. They
knew Spectre was there because he did not turn off his Radiance.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They need to pressure the other lanes. Right now, Android, they want to go for high ground. They use the Echo Slam, so it's still going to be ready, both ready in 15 seconds. The only long cooldown that is not ready right now is Reaper's Scythe.
Yeah, they've got the Torrent, decent little spell to have, but KP's just having his mana drain right now from this Diffusal. Here we go, Ana's here and available. Doesn't have the Haunt though, so a lot less of a threat than what he might have previously been in the team fight. Imel, he's gone in really deep, trying to pick off this Necro, but the Ghost Ship, that's going to provide a ton of sustain with the Coco Rum coming through. You can see everyone focusing in, onto the Void Spirit. He goes down. He might have to buy back here to make an impact in this team fight, but there's the False Promise onto the Phantom Lancer. He's still got the Aegis even, so he, even if he went down, he would have had that second life. Pocarino goes down on the Necrophos, and maybe they'll be able to pick off this Conqueror as well, which would be a decent little...
2 buybacks. It was a nicely stolen Fissure from Thames, who blocked off Necro. Like, Necro was way too deep. But once again, godlike plays from Thames.
Yeah, they've got the Yules, and they're going to be able to combo down this Oracle, you would think. He's just walking around. I think he's given himself up to his fate.
They understand where the threat comes from. They need to clear the rest. Necro is the biggest threat. If he's alive, a lot of overtime damage. Both is used, which means he's not going down quickly. And he is the aura carrier. If they can isolate him,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
this is the perfect target to go for. Also,
Yes.
remember, this was the fight without Spectre's Haunt.
Yeah, fight without Spectre's Haunt. They didn't use Reaper's Scythe though, and it did cost TNC 2 core buybacks on top of that. So only Ana didn't end up using it, and he didn't even have it anyway. So yeah, it's a much different equation compared to last game, where it just felt like, you know, it was waiting for the inevitable with TNC ready to take the game into their own hands. Ooh, we've got a very deep PL here. Maybe thinking that this might not be the real one just because of how far ahead he is of the rest of his team, but just feeling that confident. He's still got the Aegis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Android will be ready to fight again. Echo Slam ready in 40 seconds.
Yeah. TNC, you'd think maybe trying to wait for some of these abilities to come back online. The Hand of God, I suppose. It's only 30 seconds away, but it makes such a big difference in these team fights when you've got Bocarino able to quickly burst someone down with that Reapers.
They need
See
to
the
be
battle
careful
fury.
about using that Reaper Sight. Chen
Oh,
heal plus mech on top of a pipe on a Centaur.
Ana's in trouble.
Radiant's
Oh.
middle tower is
They did just expire the Aegis, though. You've got TNC ready to back up the rest of his team. This could be a disaster for them if they commit all too much.
What a fisher.
Yeah, really nice
found
vision
Boomy.
coming through. Yeah, found Boomy. He's caught on the wrong side. We're not going to be able to get the Echo Slam off onto multiple. Just catches onto one with Ana there. Nice combo together with the Reaper's Scythe, but not going to be enough to be able to save him, popping both the mechanism as well as the Hand of God. They're continuing to chase into this. KP, he's being that frontliner, wanting to make sure that the rest of his team is able to get away, and looks like they'll be able to. If he still had that Echo Slam, it would have been huge, clumped together up in one spot. Just having the fish to play with now.
This benefits TNC much more. They forced one buyback. They're still buying time for Spectre to get an extra item, and also the heroes who use the buybacks
Armel.
on their side want to have
A
them
little bit
again.
of trouble.
Right, he does not have a buyback now.
Yeah, and they're going to use that to push forward. The wave actually is pushed a fair way down, though, so
Dire's bottom
see, in the meantime, Ana, he's exploiting it as much as he can, pushing in this mid lane, trying to get some pressure up there, taking a couple of bounties as well. Just all this space.
Problem is he used the buyback in the previous fight, so the extra seconds were added to his death timer.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
You can see they're just trying to minimize the damage that's coming through, even using the glyph to be able to stop a lot of this damage coming through. Nice double stun coming onto KP there, but it's not going to be enough to be able to protect Tims from all this aggression. And Ana still farming on that top side, realizing that, well, it's not really going to make much of a difference if he's there, if the Void Spirit isn't.
Has fallen.
So, doing as much as he can with the resources that he has. Nice illusion rune on the top side as well, if he's able to spot that one out. Help to push the lanes in even further before that Manta Style comes up online.
They're not stopping. Void Spirit is out in a couple of seconds. Not sure that's gonna be enough. Like, they have all their ultis ready besides Echo Slam, which will be ready in 3 seconds.
Yeah, that is true. Rubik not wanting to use his buyback, considering it was only 10 seconds away, but nice Echo Slam used. They're able to pick off Armel. Can potentially buyback? No, it's still actually 3 minutes away, so that extra timer on it means that he's dead for 70 seconds. And got Tims available with just that Blink Dagger and Aether Lens, and he's not going to make too much of an impact in these team fights, you wouldn't think. Yeah, get a nice Fisher off, but it's not going to be enough. KP, he's just getting slowly picked off by this Phantom Lancer. Lots of little ticks of damage coming through onto him. Ana as well. He's got that Spirit Vessel onto him. The Hand of God coming a little bit too late, and a lot of the heal negated by that Spirit Vessel charge. Still the buyback though, to be able to give Ana some sort of teamfight presence if they were wanting to continue the push, but doesn't seem like it. Very measured response from Adroit to be able to get out. They've got that second Rax now.
Nice initiation from Earthshaker. He just got his Echo Slam. Roche will respond in 2 minutes, which means that they don't want to risk anything. They might just finish the tier 2 tower on the top lane, but if they want to end this game, they can, because they feel that Spectre is weak. She does not have waves of dispelling that Spirit Vessel, and the saves are not enough on Spectre. Like, she doesn't deal that much damage. They're so far ahead.
Yeah. Still wanting to about what 600 gold away from that Manta style, which would be pretty huge, as well as the level 18 on the Spectre. That extra second there, a little bit more damage coming through. I mean, if she can get up to level 20 in the meantime, I don't think Adroit want to give her the time to be able to do it. But if she can, then they might have a small chance of coming through with this, but it's looking like a tough task. Well, Ana doing everything he can to try and make it happen. Farming multiple camps at once. Just gonna maybe push into this mid lane. No, realizing that something's up and wanting to stay away from that for now. Oh, a Titan Sliver as well. That's insane for the PL to be able to have.
Yeah, one of the better tier 3 items. TNC doesn't have any big items coming on their side besides that Manta style, which is not a game by any means.
Yeah, you can see here TNC's positioning. They're on the front side, trying to tank up a lot of this stuff that's coming out from Adroit. March, he might go down before getting off too many major things, and yeah, that's 2 heroes down on TNC before the teamfight really even started. Ana didn't want one bit of that, considering he was so close to picking up his Manta. He'll have it now after this creep wave.
Roche just spawned. Even though TNC got a glimpse of the vision with that Centaur Conqueror.
Greater Fairy Fire. Decent thing to have, but not quite. Will he have enough to even get off this... just have enough to be able to get the Haunt and Manta style off in this team fight if he wants to, but I don't think TNC are in any position to try and contest this Roche, so that'll be an Aegis and a Cheese going the way of Adroit.
I don't see them throwing this game. Like, even if they overextend, if they make one mistake, this Cheese and Aegis will nullify it.
Luckily enough for TNC, they were able to retain one of these outposts, so Ana creeping closer and closer to that level 20. I think maybe, would you funnel the Tome of Knowledge into him?
To Ana to get him to level 20, that extra 500 HP. Yeah, I don't think anyone should take it from him. No one's getting close to anything big besides that one.
He's building into the heart next, so he can see that HP is what he wants in this game. The more HP you get, the relatively stronger Spirit Vessel is. It doesn't look like they're going to give him the time as well. You've got a Heart, Aegis, level 20 Phantom Lancer pushing up onto this high ground there. They're trying to delay it as much as he can, and fortunately for Ana, he didn't see that double damage rune in the bottom side of the rivers, which would have been enormous for this team fight. He's saved enough for buyback, so he's going to go in without the Haunt, you would think. Try and be this frontliner as much as he can.
He doesn't have mana.
Yeah, he's out. He's got the Soul Ring if he needs to, but you don't want to be sacrificing too much health. And oh, he doesn't go down from the Necro ulti with the healing hand coming through for him, but KB, he is stuck in a rough position. Ana, he's gone in deep. They're trying to pick off this Oracle, but yeah, Stolen Sight didn't do all that much though. They get the ulti from the Echo onto him. They pop the BKB as well on Boomy, so second item BKB being picked up from him. He'll still go down as a result of it. KP, he's teetering on about 50 HP. Will he even go down? A lot of little illusions hitting him. He's going to make his way back to the base. TNC holding on by the tips of their fingers, and March, he's just trying to distract them as much as he can from the objective that they need to be taking, which is that barracks.
They used the 3 buybacks, still Cheese and Aegis on them, but this game is over. I don't see them coming back.
Yeah, you would have to think so. Ana, he's reached up to that level 20. He's got the 500 health, but it won't be enough. Use the break onto the Void Spirit, so reduced health regen now from the Chen, but I don't even think he had anything to be able to use it, and he's going to go down again. Ana, he's sitting precariously low, only about 600 HP. Will it be enough? He's just going to continue running, and KP is a sitting duck. No buyback available for him, and he's going to go down. Armel, he's in a bit of a tough position as well. 500 gold buyback surplus for him, so he's going to be the aggressive one here in this team fight, but I don't think it'll be enough. Just got 1 Rax left. They've still got so many tools available to them. Yeah, that age is still
there
online,
it is.
and
Double G's
there it is.
dropped. Well, I talked about the Necro, how he's gonna be the menace in the mid and the late game, even though we didn't even see the late game, and that he should not die. He died only once after the 2 deaths in the laning stage.